Hey, what's up guys, it's Kerry from Phoenix and Bow, and welcome to today's shave. Today's shave is brought to you in association with self-isolation, courtesy of COVID-19. My family and I self-isolated yesterday. Our youngest, Sana, who's 5.5, was presenting with symptoms, namely a cough. And so we've dated that back to Wednesday gone. Today is Monday, so we're going to be looking at coming out of self-isolation on the 1st of April. So today is day one of self-isolation and 2 of UK schools being closed and homeschooling. So interesting times for sure. I hope you're well, staying healthy, staying safe, wherever relevant and wherever you can, staying at home. And looking after yourself, looking after loved ones, looking after your friends, family, any elderly relations or folk who are vulnerable. I hope you're looking after all of those. But first of all, you've got to look after yourself before you can look after anybody else. Today's shave, I've got a few days growth here. I've been meaning to get a shave done for ages, just hasn't materialised, what with day job, Phoenix and Bow, children's school, etc. Getting Sovereign, our new tallow formula, ready, the same with the vegan formula, lots and lots going on in the background, so super busy, which has just impinged on my ability to get any videos done for you. But anyhow, today I'm going to have a one-pass shave, just to take you through my equipment. I'm going to use my smaller Phoenix and Bow synthetic knot, made by Mervyn Cadman over in Colchester here in the UK. Beautiful brush, really effective. If you were looking to treat yourself to something like this, I think we have a few left on the shop, so you'd always be very welcome to nip over. So that's the brush. Razor, one of my favourite razors going. This is kind of a staple. It's always really consistently excellent in how it performs. It's my Everready single edge. Made in England. I love this razor. It's quite short in the handle. That would be my only criticism of it, really. But it's very comfortable. It deals with the lather really well. It's just really effective and efficient. Nice weight in the hand. Bit noisy. It's not a criticism. It's quite noisy when you're passing it over the whiskers. But a really effective razor. So I'm looking forward to using that today. The soap is our Commando Sovereign tallow formula. And this is some of it here just pressed into an old cereal bowl. But I've been using this for several weeks now. So that was about 60 grams. So I've probably got, there you can kind of see the bottom there. It can kind of give you an idea of depth as to what's left. Plenty in there for a good few more shaves. Beautiful soap. I'll speak more about it specifically in dedicated Sovereign videos, but I love it. I'm really excited to bring it to you and everyone else. So so Sovereign Commando, meaning unscented, Commando shaving soap. That's my razor, that's my brush. I think for a little bit of afters, I feel like freshening my face up, so I'm going to go for Williams Ice Blue Aqua Velva. Old school. Bit of a curious scent, not my most favourite of scents. It's crikey, I'm not even sure how to describe that. Marine, I suppose, Aqua Velva, it's definitely marine menthol. Yeah, let's go with that. It is invigorating now. I do enjoy wearing it. And then for the remnants of my hair, my poor hair, just leaving me, aren't you? But whilst it's still there, whilst I'm keeping it relatively short and neat, a bit of Pashana hair tonic. This smells incredible. Powdery, just amazing. A bit like Clubman, Pinot Clubman. Yeah, there's definitely parallels between the two. I would say that the Pashana hair tonic is stronger than the Pinot Clubman and more creamier, more powdery, beautiful. Yeah, it's such a nice product. Again, I see these things, they inspire me to make my own. So who knows, when we're out of isolation and I pack the kids back off to school, who knows? Who knows? But anyway, lots to be getting on with. Okay, so what I found works best for me with our Sovereign shaving soap is I just kind of pre-soak it just ever so briefly. I don't bloom the soap, I don't leave the water sitting on it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you like to do that, that's absolutely fine. But I kind of like to wake it up with a little bit of water there. You can see it kind of, the sheen on the surface of the soap. In terms of how much water I leave in my brush, I've just soaked that, you can see. I haven't squeezed that, okay, and I'm just going to take that to the soap, and it just explodes to life. The bubbles are, you know, big, but I like to overhydrate it to begin with, and give it a good loading, and then you'll feel it change in consistency from those kind of loose, big, airy bubbles, like a looser lather. And then suddenly it just switches to a super dense, really thick, goopy lather. There we go. That was a huge dollop of lather just hitting the bowl. And then what I do, crikey, look at that. That's really thick and pasty. I mean, you saw how much water I put in there, and that's starting to dry out at the bottom. It's a very thirsty, very forgiving lather. I'm just going to get a bit more water on my tips there and just load it a little bit more. I like a super dense load in the knot. Look at that, it's really thick. Okay, and then I'll face lather. Now, my preference is it starts out fairly dry on the face. And I'll just take some more water to the tips and just work that in. Lather everywhere. What I've noticed when I'm building lather on my face is it starts off quite dry. That's how I like to begin. It's kind of dryish, drier, thicker lather. And then from there, with the addition of water, you'll just feel it switch, and all of a sudden the slickness will turn on. You'll feel it on the face. It's quite noticeable. But I like to work the lather into my face as part of, I suppose, an exfoliation routine. I like to work the bristles of my knot into my face just to kind of get rid of dead skin and stand the whiskers up a little bit. Okay, so it's going to be a one-pass shave, maybe with a few pickups. So hopefully, at some point, you'll try Sovereign for yourself, and you'll make your own mind up as to what you think about it. But it is super slick. So slick, in fact, I can use my Blackland Dart razor, which is really aggressive, double edge, with almost impunity. I almost don't know that I'm using that razor, which is quite a statement, really. So I hope you're well. I wonder how you've been impacted by COVID-19, with millions of people around the globe. I suspect few people have not been impacted by it. Speaking for myself, here in the Burrows household, we have 2 children, both girls, 8 and 5 respectively. And with the closure of their school, along with the rest of the UK schools, that brings about its own challenge of home learning. It was something that we, Sarah and I, spoke about last year. We kind of looked at it as a potential option. So this is going to be a great experiment in the efficacy of home learning for R2. I mean, the reality is that we need to go to work. Certainly I need to go to work. Sarah needs to go to work at Phoenix and Bow. So long term, home learning doesn't really lend itself to our current circumstances, but we're viewing it as the opportunity to kind of conduct an experiment, something that we were kind of discussing recently. Wow, that was quick. First pass. Right, okay. Tons and tons of residual slickness left in the face. Incredible. I've shared samples of Sovereign with various YouTube wet shavers and Kevy Parv, Kevy Shaves here in the UK. Rodney McAlpin over in North America. He's tried it and they've both done videos. And what's the lady's name? Marja Shaves, a lady not too far from where we live in Hitchin, over in a big town called Luton. I've sent it to her. Haven't seen the video, but I know she loves our soap, so I'd imagine she likes Sovereign too. But anyway, so coming back to this horrendous pandemic, just the impact is quite breathtaking, really. The impact and the measures that respective governments are putting in place. I was staggered at the UK government's actions, particularly by the Chancellor and the various kind of monetary initiatives that have been put in place to help people. I know it doesn't help people who are self-employed and aren't on the PAYE system. I'm not too sure what's going to be done about that. Sarah's self-employed. You'd need to speak to her, but I don't think she's on the PAYE system. I'm guessing, not entirely certain there. But friends of ours who are self-employed, electricians and so on, they're not. So you're really reliant upon having some sort of contingency in place, savings, etc., etc. So yeah, really unusual times. But what I've been encouraged by, certainly in my social circles and everyone that I see and hear from, is just this kind of let's just get on with it kind of attitude. People will be sensible, people will help one another, people will take the advice of the specialists and what the science and the data is saying, and people are just being sensible and kind of getting on with things, and that's really encouraging. I haven't seen too much flapping or panicking going on, which is good. It's a lot of people are looking at this out there in social media, that is, kind of looking at this, and a lot of people are panicking over it. And I just think, 80 years ago, at the outbreak of the Second World War, young men and women were asked to go to war. And I'm not being flippant about what's going on with COVID-19, but we're not being asked to go to war, we're being asked to stay at home. Okay, and that requires a little bit of adaptation to routines. And so I think when you kind of use that lens as a means of how you perceive what's going on at the moment, I think it's quite helpful. With being asked to stay at home and keep one another safe and healthy. So as I said at the top of the video, we chose to self-isolate yesterday because Sally's cough has got progressively worse since Wednesday gone. It's Monday now. It started off as just a bit of spluttering. You just think, is that it? Or is it just, an innocent kind of benign cough? It's progressively got worse. Yesterday, really noticeably, and more so today. Really rasping, dry, persistent cough, which she doesn't ordinarily have. So, erring on the side of caution and following the advice of the NHS, we've self-isolated, and that time frame takes us up until we'll come out of that on the 1st of April. So we're busy hunkering down, looking after ourselves. Today's day one of homeschooling. Quick lunch break for me, quick shave, quick checking in with you. But this afternoon we're going to go into our sort of creative, independent, child-led learning. The way that we're built at the moment is the morning is going to be school curriculum with plenty of play and exercise to keep us kind of fresh and stimulated. And then after lunch we'll be going into kind of creative projects, fun. I was going to say fun. I'm going to say it, use that word anyway. Fun. Not that school isn't fun, but when it's their subject that they want to invest time and energy into. So Isla, I think she might do a Minecraft project. Sana, we're looking at perhaps a gardening project, and then a little bit of independent learning, and a bit of PE, a bit of sport later on, and then we'll go out for. I'll take Isla out for a walk out in the countryside. We'll keep our distance. Self-isolation doesn't mean to say that you can't go out. It just means keep away from people and maintain your 2 metre, a minimum of 2 metres between you and other folk. We live in kind of a semi-rural position, and therefore it's quite easy for us to do. We're going to go out into the countryside, out to the footpaths. So that's all good. And my view there is that by ending the day with a walk, with a mile-long walk, it should take about half an hour. You kind of separate from the home environment, learning environment, and when you get back, switch off, and it's home time, play time. And I think that delineation between learning and leisure time, free time, is important, hugely important. That was a nice shave. I didn't really concentrate on that shave at all. I was busy talking to you, but that was lovely. Still heaps of soap left in the skin. Beautiful. Right, I'm just going to tidy up and get the remnants of this lather out of the bowl. Get that into my face. Don't want to waste any of this great stuff. In the context of business with Phoenix and Bow, because we're self-isolated, any orders placed between yesterday, any orders placed from yesterday won't go out until the 1st of April. Okay, so I hope you understand why. Thank you for your patience. And if you do place an order anytime whilst we're self-isolated, then we'll email you a 10% discount code in thanks. 1 for your support and 2 for your patience. Oh, wow. Okay, just to get some mental action into the face. Oh, lovely. And then because it's nice to smell good, a bit of hair tonic. No sniggering, please. There we go. Amazing, man. I feel great. Right, so there we are. Just a quick catch up. Just checking in as always, and I wanted to make sure everybody's safe and well. Just thought I would update you regarding where we are, how we've self-isolated, how orders won't be going out until the 1st of April onwards. If you do place an order with us, then we'll send you a 10% discount code. Sovereign and vegan aren't too far away now. Vegan's good to go. It's all assessed by our chemist and finalised. We're just waiting for Sovereign to come back from our chemist, but I've got no concerns there regarding it being, signed off as safe and everything. There are no issues. It's just a matter of time for them to get their work done and send back, return their reports on the products. Once we've got that, all systems go. We're not too far from April now, so, and what with COVID settling in, I don't really want to give a date, but we're still gonna aim for a spring release for both. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled. Thank you very much for your support, and as always, shave right, feel brilliant.